Hello, Pope Francis. It's me again. I'd like to talk to you today about what I see as a multifaceted problem with celibacy. I mean, first of all, Jesus didn't require this. He didn't talk about this. It's certainly, we are psychosexual beings made that way by God. God doesn't make mistakes. So to artificially repress this part of the person is going to cause issues, right? Something like, I believe there's research has shown that 40% of the priesthood is professing to be or is homosexual. That's huge. I mean, the population has always been 2 to 4%. I mean, for as far back as we know. So you got 40%. So you've got a selection problem, right? A self-selection problem. And I'd say even more than that. There's been studies that say at any given time, up to 45-50% of the priesthood is not celibate. So they're living a life of duplicity, and that causes them to be inauthentic. And all of the ramifications of that. How do you preach to someone when you know you're not doing what you say you're doing? And that's a major issue. And I know there's a just starch resistance to dealing with this. Vatican II reaffirmed Pope Paul II, I think, made an involatile about celibacy. But that is a mistake. And Pope Francis, I know that you're smart enough to listen to everyone that's saying this is a problem. And it has ramifications that are wrong and need to be fixed. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about it. I know where the church stance is on this, that they want the priest to be like Christ and fully available to the parishioner, which makes sense. But let me deal with that in part 2. So we know statistically you're pulling in a weird sample for priests, and part of that is because you're requiring, artificially I say, celibacy, and people that are more balanced, probably, and psychosexually mature will select out. That's a problem. People that are psychosexually immature will select in, and you don't want that in your shepherds. All right, well, that's enough for point 1, talking about some of the problems here, but let's talk about the thinking about being like Christ in part 2.